say plan your work and work your plan, you do need a plan, but y'all can do that on the drive home from work, okay? While you're cooking dinner, you can be thinking of a plan. You can be making a plan without it being your activity time. If you've got 4 hours a week to work your place's business, then plan some activity for those 4 hours. Maybe it's coming to a meeting. If you bring a friend with you, you are the way to go, or a guest or whatever, okay? Make sure that, yes, you make a plan, but we don't want to spend our entire Plexus time making the plan, because eventually you've got to work the plan, all right? So here's what I need you to know. You need to be clear on 3 things. What's your starting point? What's your finish line? And how much time and energy are you willing to invest? It will determine how quickly you reach your destination. What is your starting point today? Today is your starting point. Wherever you are today is your starting point. If you're not sure where your starting point is, you guys, I see ambassadors that have been around for a year, and I'm like, now what level you are? You know, where are you? Let me see. Well, I know. Let's go click on in your office, and right beside your name, it has what level you're on. Okay? Let's figure out where we are in the business. Okay? You need to know where you are. You need to know where you are in order to understand where you're going. All right? So your starting point is today. So wherever you are in your business, people that's brand new, this is an easy one for you. Okay? You are brand new. This is your starting your day. And you need to know where your finish line is. Now, what do I mean by finish line? Well, in my head, my finish line, I've got 2 dates coming up. One of them is June 1st and 2nd, because I need a finish line before a conference comes around. My second date is July 31st, because I got to see how many people are going to be on the plane with me going to Hawaii. See? I want plane after plane after plane. In fact, I want all these planes lined up. Can you imagine looking around the room and all of us getting out of the plane? Right? And then here comes the Jackson bunch, and here comes the Hattiesburg bunch, and here comes the Gulfport bunch. And we just got plane after plane. Hawaii, no one has hit them. And we all get there in these planes, right? And Plexus is going, oh my gosh. Because here's the thing. You can go to Hawaii, but it's a lot more fun to go to Hawaii on Plexus's dime. Okay? Let's go to Hawaii on Plexus's dime, right? Because free is better. I don't care how much money you make, free is better. So, we want to go to Hawaii. So I think that if our starting point today is today, then we need to have some sort of a finish line at like conference time. And that we can extend it a month if we're wanting to move on to the Hawaii trip. Right? So we need to know, hey, where do you want to be by conference? So we can make a plan on our drive home. We can make a plan of where we want to be by conference, but we got to do the activity, but we can't wait to May 25th and say, well, that didn't work. You see, we need to have a middle ground to figure out, is this working? Is this not working? Do I need to make some adjustments, some changes? So in my brain, whatever I thought about the first week of January, I'm going to recheck in March. Is that right? Am I doing the things I need to do? Am I on target? Do I need to make some adjustments? So you need to have an adjustment period in there. And then that way, I won't be setting myself up for failure if I haven't done the work to get me there. You know, it's real good and dandy to say, yeah, I'm going to be a Ruby by conference. And you haven't been to the first meeting. You haven't held the first weight loss party. You haven't been on an opportunity call. And you haven't talked to anybody about Plexus. How in the world were you going to get to Ruby without doing something? See, so don't set yourself up for failure, okay? So have a checkpoint. So I'm thinking March is a good checkpoint. About halfway there, you know, you're feeding the baby, so it's a good time check mark. Let's see where we are. What's going on, okay? So you need to have a halfway point. Finish line doesn't mean what do you want to do by the time you retire. It means right now. Your finish line could be 6 months from now. Maybe your finish line is March, and I'm going to set me a new one from March to June. Whatever it is, but you need to know where you are, where you're going, and how you're going to get there, okay? And then you need to figure out how much time you're willing to put into it, time and energy. Not everybody has the same amount of time. So you got to figure out what's best for you, what's going to work for you. I know that Gina Foray went to Emerald Ambassador in 7 months. I know somebody else is going to do it in 6 months, and somebody else is going to do it in 5 months, and we're probably going to have somebody do it in 4 months. And what's really the kicker is somebody that hadn't even signed up yet is going to go on to Hawaii. So you know more than they do, so why aren't we all going to Hawaii? See, I just think you need to have a goal. I'm going to Hawaii. Guess what? If you fall a little short, you'll have enough money to take your whole family to Hawaii anyway. Right? I mean, don't get too bogged down in it. Let's shoot for it, land among the stars, because think of the money that you can make along the way. Think of the lives you're going to change along the way. Think of the people you're going to help get healthier. Think of the people you're going to help, period, on your way. You see, achieving money is just kind of like your reward for helping people get healthy. Helping people lose weight is a side effect. See, we need to get our perspective right. The reason Patty and Ronnie can get up here and tell you how much money they make is because he's handed out 4,000 business cards in the last year. People say, "Hi, Coach, how you doing?" "I'm doing great. I'm doing Plexus, too." "Coach, you look great." "Well, I guess so. I'm on Plexus." See, I mean, he finds a reason to talk to anybody. Sometimes they don't have to, they just look at him right. They want to know about Plexus. Does he attack people? No. They come to him. Sometimes you just have to be open to people coming to you. So it's exciting to know that everybody can go to Hawaii. But if you don't make a plan for it, or if it's not what you want to do, that's fine. You see, we need to love people where they are. If you've got people on your team that they said, "Look, I wanted to sell to my mother and my brother and buy mine at wholesale," no problem. Fantastic, because guess what? I need people like that on my team too. That I know every single month they've bought their product. I need those people on my team. One day he may change his mind, but for right now he's content there. You need to love people where they are. But when this one says, "I want to be a Ruby," by the time 3 months down the road, let's work together and come up with a plan, right? You need to love people where they are. Do not push people to go somewhere they don't want to go. If you feel like they're just not saying it out loud, you can nudge, but you should be able to tell from their reaction when it's time to stop. See, there's nothing worse than somebody saying, "Oh, this is my new person, and they're going to Hawaii," and they're going, "Huh? I just wanted to get my product from wholesale." Let's let people work their business the way they want to work it. Just like it's more exciting that lady getting that check than you setting her up. See, I love it. She didn't even know she was going to get it. Here it comes. Now she's excited. And the potential is huge for her. Now she might be ready to go to Hawaii. Okay, see? But when you signed her up, let's don't lead in with, "You got to sign up because you can go to Hawaii." No, let's don't go there. One step at a time, okay? So determine how much time and energy you're willing to put into it, and then that'll determine how quickly you'll get to your destination. Start with the end in mind. If you don't know where you're going, how can you get started? Okay? You need to know where you're going. Figure it out. Success in business is not magical, it is mathematical. It's a numbers game. When you learn to work the numbers, you take emotions out of the equation, gain control of your emotions, gain control of your results and income. So let's talk about that for a minute. Magically, this paper is not going to get filled up unless you do something. Now, it will start filling up and you think it's magical, but it's really mathematical, because you need to know how many people on my team do I make 5 points for? How many people on my team do I make 4 points for, so that you can mathematically make sure you get to the next level. Does everybody have one of these? If you don't, you need to get one. I think 4 or 5 come for $11.95. Get a couple people together and y'all go buy a pack so y'all have one, because this will tell you everything you need to know about the comp plan, and in the very back is a summary. Thank you, Alec Clark. Okay? This is a summary. Make sure you know where you're going. If you know where you're going, how to get there. It's mathematical. You need to understand the numbers. Does that mean that people are numbers? Of course not. But they are worth so many numbers to you. It is mathematical, okay? This is a relationship building business, but you need to know that certain people and certain levels need to be at certain point levels. So you do need to understand it, okay? It is a numbers game, so let's talk about that for a minute. You know, Coach loves to talk about something that he stole from Alfred Patterson, our international president, and that is, if you think about, I'm going to work my business for 1 year, and I'm really going to do it right, let me give you a plan to do that. You want to make a commitment that you will go out and sponsor one person a month. One person a month is your commitment. And now that person that you sponsor, you want them to make the same commitment that they'll go out and sponsor just one person a month. So January, you're starting off with 2 people, okay? February, you have 4. March, you have 8, and so on and so forth, okay? If everybody just commits to one person a month, how many of you already sponsored one person a month this month? You already sponsored somebody, so you're already that much ahead, okay? And if you get a commitment from that person, find somebody that wants to run with you on your team, and we're going to commit to that. We're all just going to sponsor one person a month. Do you know how many people you would have on your team in the end of 12 months? 4,096 people. I think it's 4,095, something like that. Over 4,000 people by simply everybody committing to one person a month. Is that mathematical? Yes, it is. Okay? Now let's talk about, well, that's all good and dandy, Sheila, but I want to go to Hawaii. How many people want to go to Hawaii?